Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I'm Amira Sayeda. I'll be your host for today's event. We at Amira Saundarya Foundation are truly pleased to be able to welcome all our guests, our parents, our staff, and our beloved students. Thank you so much for being here. Let's begin our wonderful event by a beautiful invocation song by our amazing student Vaibhav. Vaibhav, can you please start, dear?
And here we should mention that this is going to be his first experience.
Yes, Vaibhav. This is Vaibhav's first experience on a social media platform to be singing in front of so many people. I wish you all the very best, dear. I'm sure you'll do well.
This is Vaibhav, Vibhav, will be singing to you on a song on Lord Ganapati, and the language is in the Sanskrit. It is a very short one. It is also called, which is in the Raga Nalina Kanti. Nalina Kanti, Raga is the basic theme of the song. Now we will start. Gari Mapani Sa Sani Pama Gari Sa Parvati Tanaya Pahi Mam Karunaya Parvati Tanaya Hello. Pahi Mam Karunaya Parvati Tanaya Pahi Mam Karunaya Parvati Tanaya Pahi Musaka Vahana Paramamangala Doha Pahi Musaka Vahana Paramamangala Doha Pahi Bhavata Pahi Bhavataraka Prasiddha Gananayaka Pahi Bhavataraka Prasiddha Gananayaka Parvati Tanaya Pahi Mam Karunaya Parvati Tanaya 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 Ranatati Hare Pavana Padmacharana Panatati Hare Pavana Padmacharana Pranavasvarupa Palita Pramatha Parikana Pranavasvarupa Palita Pramatha Parikana Pranavasvarupa Pavana Padmacharana Vignavarana Karadruta Madhura Modaka Vignavarana Karadruta Madhura Modaka Varavinayaka Vanchita Bhishtadayaka Parvati Tanaya Pahi Mam Karunaya Parvati Tanaya Pahi Mam Karunaya Parvati Tanaya Tanaya
Thank you, Vaibhav. Thank you, sir. It was truly lovely to hear both of you. Vaibhav, look, you did a great job. Wonderful. Thank you, sir, for your support.
Excellent, Vaibhav. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for the opportunity, but still he has to.
No, we understand. That's how we have to start, right? That's very good. Today he is singing with grandfather. Tomorrow he'll sing solo. I'm sure he can do that. What, Vaibhav? You can do it, right? You can. Very good.
Now let's begin our event. It is my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Anushka Kapse, who's an electronic and telecommunication engineer. Since the past 8 years, she has completely devoted herself to social and spiritual development of children through her social organization, Meta Foundation. Ms. Anushka is certified in child and adolescent counseling. Here's what I found on the web. Holds a diploma in neuropsychology and is trained in REBT. Ms. Anushka has also successfully authored 2 books. She's a spiritual healing practitioner using techniques of past life regression and Akashic recordings. Ms. Anushka, I kindly invite you to please share your thoughts and address the gathering.
Yeah, before you start, Anushka, actually I wanted to tell everyone, our parents and all the participants, today is a very, very special day. It's Anushka's birthday too. So on behalf of our staff, our teachers and our board members, we wish you a very, very, very happy birthday. Let God give you loads of happiness and good health, Anushka.
Thank you so
And
much.
we are very proud and happy to have you with us today.
I'm honored that you have given me this opportunity today.
Right?
And thank you so much, whoever is present here, all the parents, children, teachers, everybody. I'm really thankful for this opportunity. So, shall we begin?
Yes, ma'am. Please begin.
I want to share my screen. Okay, so I'm just.
I end up in my part. All because that stupid shit wants only shit.
Okay. You can see my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am, we can see the screen, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll just start. Okay, so I'm on behalf of Metta Foundation, again thanking Amara Sandra Foundation for giving me this opportunity. So this is, we call spiritual therapy for intellectually challenged. I would thank Mrs. Nirmala Madam for correcting the name. Thank you so much. So it is now STIC, stick. So we all are human beings. So let's look at it as a 4-string guitar. Okay, so how it's a physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So human being is a total package of all these 4 things. Every note has its unique tuning, and when all these notes are tuned, we can create a beautiful music. And that music can be unlimited. There is no end to it, what you can create with it. But when they are not in tune, what happens that we experience various types of diseases, disharmony among every aspect of it. And that is what we call at a physical level as a disease. Something has come up. So that disease can be a physical disease or on a mental level or on an emotional level, right? But the root of all these things lies in our spiritual note. That is what is the fund basis of our therapy. Being in India, we all are well versed with the concepts of reincarnation, karma. We all know about it since childhood. We have heard about it. So I'm not going to go absolutely in detail about it. Okay. And now, because of scientific development, all these concepts are not just a concept. It has been proven scientifically. So we know the effects of reincarnation and our karmic package in our current lifetime. Then the question comes, why reincarnation? Okay, so there are various reasons why do we come on this earth life after life. So the simple reasons can be soul wants to learn, or maybe unfulfilled desire, or maybe to complete our karmic imprints, or soul just want to experience something. And many times teaching to the world. If world is in disharmony, there are souls who come on this earth to teach something good to the world. Now there are various kinds of nature which human being tries to learn, like the vices of lust, anger, attachment, greed. So many are there which we want. When we are in a human body, we want to overcome it, and we have to learn the lessons of forgiveness, patience, power, acceptance. So many things are there. So it is a combination. Human life is a combination of learning and unlearning. Okay, so based on this concept, our spiritual therapy has this basis. The first one, which is a scientific basis, which claims the research, there is a sufficient research has happened, which claims that human brains are plastic. It means the human brain can be transformed even through the adulthood. This is the first basis of our therapy. Okay, so a change of mindset that is shaped by learning, adaptation, and experience is now known as a neuroplasticity, and it is a very there is a lot of research happening in this particular field of neuroplasticity. Okay, so basically neuroplasticity is nothing but the brain's ability to continuously develop and change throughout the living years. So this is our first scientific basis of this therapy. And then there are many claims from the different doctors who are working on this field about how the brain is plastic and how it can be improved throughout the lifetime, not only in the childhood. I'm just going through fast because I just need to finish it within the given time. Okay, and then there is a spiritual basis for our therapy. So as per the Bhagavad Gita, it says, as air carries aroma, immortal soul enters in another physical body with sanskara of previous life. So basically what we are today is the sum total of all these imprints of all the lifetimes which you have lived prior, because of which every individual is different. Every individual has different life, different challenges in the life. Okay, so this is our spiritual basis of the STIC. Now, when we combine this science and spiritual basis, we are using a tool called Akashic Records. We are going to use this tool to find out and dwell more deeper into the human karmic pattern in human side, to find out what are the problems in the current life and from where they are getting. Okay, so Akashic records is basically our everyone's eternal identity. Whatever lifetimes we have lived, whatever we have experienced, everything gets recorded. In our mythology, we call that see, everything is written. Chitragupta is writing everything. This is our mythological story, but through which they are telling that there is a substance, Akashic records, on which every thought, every action, every feeling of ours in the present life and in whatever lifetimes we have lived gets recorded in an energetic form. So that is called Akashic records. So those records are called Akashic records. Now, how Akashic records we can access? See, as a human body, we know we are made up of Pancha Mahabhutas, right? So the primary substance when this creation has happened, the first substance which came out was the ether, was the Akasha, which then filled in the entire space. And then subsequently, all the other elements came into the creation. The human body is a creation of all, made up of all these 5 Pancha Mahabhutas. Out of that, we are going to use Akasha. That means whatever we have experienced, it is already there in every human being. It is within everyone's subconscious. With this therapy, we are just going to access it and find out what has happened. Okay. So what are Akashic records? It is nothing but the Akasha means primary substance, that out of which all things are formed. It is a vibrating field of information about your own soul and eternal existence, and about every soul consciousness throughout the time. It is your individual soul's information plus all other souls who are existing. Everything is there in that vibrating field. And it is not a static field, it's a vibrating field. It means it keeps on changing with each and every action of yours which you are taking in your current life. Now, how we can connect with that Akashic records? So on a basic level, we all have our individual mind, your conscious mind, others conscious. So we all are conscious being. It is at the root level. Every conscious mind is connected to its subconscious mind. But all all subconscious minds are connected to the superconscious, which we call collective consciousness. And it is here where all this information about everybody lies. So if somebody has evolved themselves, their subconscious mind, to the level where they can tap into this superconscious mind, they can access others' information also. Now, what can we read from this record? What these records are useful for? So these records, as I told you, has information about why, what, who, when, how, the questions of our lives, the questions which we get. Why me? Or what are the patterns? Why this is happening with me? Is there any connection with anybody else around me? Why this family to me? Why is he behaving in this way? The relationship equation. There are so many questions which when we live in this lifetime, because of the challenges, we get all these questions. All this information is there in the records and we can access it. So we have access to this tool. Each and everyone has access to this tool if we are trained how to access to it. Okay. Now, in this therapy, what we are going to focus on, what we are going to, what we will find out if we try to get the healing from this therapy, we can find out what kind of past trauma, is there in a past trauma or a karmic event to the children or to the parent, which that trauma is frozen and which is manifested in the current lifetime in this matter, whether it is a intellectual challenges or a physical challenges, so that we can probe much deeper what has happened. And when we know, okay, this particular thing has happened, this was a thing which has affected me on a soul level or as a family level or on the different level, then you get a deeper insight into your own self. Because of that deeper insight in your own self, the persistent question which we get, why me? Why God has given me this suffering? Or why is it happening to me only? That question, we get insight and we get answers to those questions, which first of all evolves our self-awareness. It gives a deeper level of understanding into our own self that brings out the peace within. And also, once the acceptance comes, definitely we try to live our life in a more conscious way, and we create more positive result for ourselves. That means living from a disempowerment state, now we can take charge of our own life, feeling empowered. Then this research, this therapy will also help as a guideline to the existing line of treatment. For example, if there is a tree, on that tree, we enjoy the fruits of the tree. If that fruit is not getting proper, if there is some, it is getting damaged, that fruit is not coming in proper way. Normally what we do, we try to put some chemicals and we try to do some type of treatment, because whatever we can see through our physical eyes, we are trying to do that, right? We try everything, but still if the same problem persists, then we have to look at the roots of the tree. There might be some problem at the root, and if there is a problem at the root, definitely whatever amount of efforts you are putting in maintaining the tree, outside tree, it won't be healthy in that way. So we have to target at the root. And once we know what is the root reason, and you work on that reason, automatically the flowers, the fruits will be healthy. You don't have to do anything externally again, because now internally you're healing yourself, or you're internally providing the solution. Through STIC, we are trying to do that. We are trying to go to the root of the problem and find out what is there. And if we can do something to resolve that, or at least to control it, or to prevent it for going it further, that is the focus of STIC. So definitely the benefits will be the acceptance to your own selves and the others, expanding your self-awareness, more peace with self, less resistance with the life, more mindful actions, breaking old karmic patterns. And the reading the findings will offer lamppost to control or prevent future problems, and it will open the many possibilities, which will help in the research, scientific research. It will give some guidelines. So this is what is the purpose and the therapies benefits, because self-knowledge always leads to self-transformation. So thank you so much. Yeah, Nirmala, I'm just in brief, I just explained.
Thank you, ma'am. It was extremely soul-nourishing experience to hear you talk. Parents and guests, if you have any questions or queries to ask Ms. Kanushka, kindly request you to type it in the chat box and send it to us. And these questions will be answered at the end of the event. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Anushka. It was like, I know it is just a brief, it's a vast subject. That's what I am understanding. And you need, at least you need 2 hours to explain this and for us to understand. But because of the time constraint, it's just an introduction. If the parents are interested, we will get back to you, and that you can definitely guide them. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Now I would like to introduce our foundation, Amara Saundarya, a remarkable educational institute formed 16 years back by a sincerely devoted and extremely passionate founder, Ms. Nirmala Amarnath. Our school is designed to provide exceptional learning environment and learning spaces for differently abled children. Our aim has been to ensure that differently abled individuals can lead economically and socially independent lives. And in order to do this, we have completely focused on providing excellent special education, therapies like speech and language therapy, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, sensory integration, behavioral therapies, early intervention programs, pre-vocational and vocational training, as well as teacher training programs, and also several social awareness campaigns so that our differently abled children can comfortably navigate in this world, and we can help them create a more welcoming and less prejudiced society. We have advanced even further by commencing a new project at Hesragatta, which is an eco-friendly setting where we will be able to provide state-of-the-art facilities and a larger platform to so many differently abled students coming from all parts of our country, along with residential facilities to assist and facilitate them in their complete holistic development, as well as their social and economic independence. In today's gathering, we are having yet another scintillating interview of the Great Sculptor interview and award series, which recognizes the inspiring journey of parents of differently abled individuals. To grace this event with their auspicious presence, we have our founder and chairperson, Ms. Nirmala Amarnath, whose compassion and dedication to our foundation and differently abled children is truly infectious. Our guest of honor, Mr. Rudramurthy, Director of Karnataka State Minerals Corporation, Government of Karnataka undertaking, who has kindly accepted our invitation to honor us with his presence. Sir, kindly request you to share a few of your words and address the gathering. We would be truly honored. Sir, you're on mute, sir.
Yes. Yeah, good morning to all. Sorry, I joined a bit late due to other programs got delayed. Okay. Anyway, I'm very much privileged and happy to participate in this program. I heard about Amara Saundarya Foundation through my friend, one of my friends. I met Madam in few occasions. It is an excellent job which you people are doing and contributing to the society, and you are making physically and mentally challenged children to independently, economically, as well as economically they are fit and they can run independent life in this society. So it is a great job you people are doing. Definitely, actually, whatever the best possible support we can extend from our side and from the government, I would like to extend in upcoming days. So thanks for your invitation. Once again, I think actually Malati Holla is there in the meeting, right? So I am thanking, and I heard and I read her one of the book. It is written by Malati Holla itself. So it is a great motivating book which I ever read. Thanks to all of you. Once again, best of luck for your future endeavor and other program which you have taken up part of this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rudramurthy sir. I am very, very happy that in spite of your busy schedule, you could take time and you participated in our event. Really grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for sharing your thoughts. We're truly honored. Thank you so much. Vikram sir, is Malti ma'am here? I'm not able to see all the participants.
Yes, ma'am. She's here. She's just joined 10 minutes ago.
Okay, okay.
I think it's not there now.
It is my immense pleasure to introduce an amazing Indian sports person, Ms. Malti Holla, who's an international para-athlete. She was conferred with Arjuna Award and Padma Shri for her achievements. She is known for her 100-meter and 200-meter finishes, was also a whiz at shot put, javelin, and discus. Since then, Ms. Malti has represented India at the Paralympic Games in Barcelona, Athens, Beijing, the Asian Games in Bangkok, South Korea, and Kuala Lumpur. She has won over 300 medals at both national and international level. She's truly an inspiring person. And ma'am, we welcome you to our gathering. We are so honored to have you here. I would kindly request Nirmala ma'am to address the gathering with Ms. Malti so that we can all be awed by her wonderful journey. Ma'am, Nirmala ma'am and Malti ma'am.
Ma'am, I think Malti ma'am is facing some technical problem. She has attended couple of time and she's not visible here again. So we'll just wait she to get admit once again, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Fine, sir. So we'll move on to our parent speaker. Now let's begin our Great Sculptor interview and award series. Our parent speaker for today's interview is someone who is truly inspirational, an amazing and warm person to be with, a very dedicated and compassionate mother and special educator, and a seriously and sincerely motivating mentor. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Dr. Shilpa Rao, a practicing pediatrician and autism expert with over 17 years of clinical experience. Her field of expertise lies in providing clinical assessments, evaluations. She even trains parents to deal with their children. She administers biomedical interventions for various developmental and learning disabilities in children. Dr. Shilpa Rao is also the coordinator of KPMRC, the center. Her son, Shubham, and we lovingly call him Sonu, is a high-functioning autistic young man. He has passed his 12th and is currently in college doing his visual and animation graduation. Okay, and he is someone who is gone through so much and yet bloomed into such a lovely person. It awes me to see him, that there is nothing impossible. He's such a lovely person, and Dr. Shilpa Rao is such a lovely person to be with. Ma'am, thank you so much for being here today. I would request Nirmala ma'am to kindly address the gathering with Dr. Shilpa Rao.
Yeah, once again, good morning, everyone. And I welcome each and everyone, all the parents, the board members, our teachers, and all the participants. And special thanks to Rudramurthy sir. And I'm sure because of technical issues, I think she is trying to connect with us. Malati Holla JB, she will be connecting with us very soon. And a very special thanks and welcome to Dr. Shilpa Rao. I'm very, very proud and happy to talk and understand your life journey. I'm very, very happy about that. Yeah. Before we start that, I wanted to tell all the parents, particularly the parents. I know it is not that right on this event to start on this sad note. Last week, we lost two parents. That is not from our school. I'm just sharing an incident. One mother, she committed suicide. She could not take what's happening. She could not manage the child. And for so many issues, she committed suicide. And one father, he literally killed the child and he committed suicide. What I'm trying to tell you is, few years back, when we started the school, the situation was different. Like, people were not aware of what is this special needs children, what is this intellectual challenges. Today, the case is different. The people are aware. Even there are so many professionals like Dr. Shilpa and Dr. Meena Jain, and, to take it, including Amira, they all are working for the children. And we have even technically, we are very, very, we learned so many things now. We can train them in a wonderful way. So don't sit back, don't go to shell and think there is no future for our children. We all are there for you to help. You can always call us, look for the right people, talk to them, and you can do wonders with these children. Only the consistency, planning and consistency is required, that's all. And to prove that, every month, third Saturday, we are organizing this event. Like you can see, you can meet many parents in spite of challenges, how they took it in a positive way and how the children are successful today. And even the mothers, along with their children, they are changing their profession and doing great work. So uh, I request all the parents again to please be positive. Please be positive. Talk to the professionals. You have everything in the society today. Okay. So with that note, today we will understand more about Dr. Shilpa Rao. Welcome again, Dr. Shilpa Rao.
Thank you.
And to start with, we will start from the initial stages. It is, what were the health concerns that Shubham faced in his neonatal stage?
Yeah, I think 20 years ago, Shubham was a very different child and he lived a very different life. And he was born at 25 weeks, extremely premature, very, very tiny. And he weighed only 810 grams. And he struggled and battled on ventilator for nearly 9 months to survive. And he was handed over to me. So I think my initial journey with him was about just keeping him alive because, he was one of the first grandchild of the family. And, that is where I think he was born with breech candy, Mumbai, and he was one of the experimental guinea pigs those years because I think India had just introduced an high frequency CPAP ventilator. So he was one of the successful survivors of those ventilators. So I think the initial stages for me as a mother was just to see that he is alive and he is able to breathe on himself. And seeing him struggle for 9 months was not easy at all because, when somebody is on life support, it's about praying everybody to see that he survives. I think as a person, I think as an young person myself, I think I used to be very arrogant, or maybe I had everything in life, I was doing my medicine, I had rich parents and the so-called all pleasures of life on the plate. And I was an extremely atheist because, I had a grandmother who was a Brahmin and believing in God and things like that. So I think it was after he was born, it's the first time I visited Siddhivinayak temple because my granny said, I think, she told that I think he's come into your life because he wanted you to kneel down and understand that there's something greater than you in life. So I think my spiritual journey with God started from there. Connecting myself to somebody who is not visible. And I remember that I think all the 9 months, I used to go to Siddhivinayak temple and put those 108 pradakshine. I don't know why I was doing that. It was all about somebody asking me to do that, and that power could get, would redefine your life. I think 20 years back, I got into the spiritual journey of understanding that there's somebody called God. There is somebody called a greater power than you. It may not be in statue, but then there's something that's much beyond you and that's much beyond power. So the initial ages have been, about dealing with uncertainty and knowing about when will this guy ever come into my arms, right? So the initial stages has been extremely difficult to just see him struggle through those years. But then I think when he came into my arms, and being a pediatrician myself those years, and my parents being doctors, where we were anticipating some kind of physical deformity with him because of him being ventilated for a really long time. But then we did not face those things with him, So the initial thing of years were about him being extremely premature, being in and out of the hospitals, dealing with the fragile lungs, dealing with, visual problems of prematurity and things like that. But then I think he lagged in every developmental milestone. So I think the initial 2 years of was all about getting his weight to a better stage, making him walk, dealing with a lot of physical milestones than anything to do with autism. But it was a joy to see him grow. I think it was like a gift from my parents. It was like a small sapling given to you, and seeing it branch out, seeing it have arms, seeing it have ears and eyes and nose and vision and things like that. But I do remember that he had a very infectious smile. And I felt that that was something that he genetically acquired from me and my mom. But at the age of 18 months, I think there was a sudden twist in his milestones, where he started showing regressions. I think it was following an MMR vaccine that we couldn't just understand that a child who was looking at you, smiling at you, and trying to imitate suddenly developed some kind of a strange fear towards people, fear towards noises, fear towards gatherings. And he suddenly started moving into liking objects more than people. And then he stopped smiling, and then he lost the few words that he had, and then became very restless, became very cranky. And then, it was all about my grandmother who was telling, because he was premature, and then you exposed him to the world and everybody saw him, and somebody must have cast a bad eyes on him and things like that. So those years were tough for me to understand what autism was, because 20 years back, nobody knew what autism was. And being a pediatrician, also getting a diagnosis and to understand what challenges are there ahead of me was something that was very difficult to understand.
Yeah, you're very positive. That's the best part, is that only you took it in a right sense, okay, you brought in spirituality also in you, transformation, transformation also happened. That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
That's the right way to take it. And in spite of so many challenges, you smiled, and you started, you completed your postgraduate diploma in autism from spastics. How did you able to do that?
That was another big challenge, because I've been a single mom all my life from the time he was born. And I moved to Bangalore somewhere in 2002 just to get a diagnosis. I think those days we didn't even have Google, I remember my brother-in-law was on Yahoo those years. And he just told me that there's one Dr. Pratibha Karant in Bangalore, in which it says that, it deals with early intervention with autism. Yeah. So, and then the problem was to get a diagnosis those years, I think I remember going to Hinduja Hospital and meeting one of the developmental pediatrician there, and he got us inside. He just checked Sonu for 2 minutes. He said, "Can you go out of the room?" And then he asked me to come back. And then he said that he has autism. So I was telling, what was autism? What is this all about? So, it's just about that word. Nobody knew what exactly it was also. And then I was directed to a child psychologist, those years in Pali Hill. And then she did the CARS assessment. That is where I first saw something called as MCHAT and CARS. And then that is where he got an official, diagnosis of what autism was. And for me, it was a new beginning to explore. I mean, there is no possibility to explore. And that is where I tell young parents of today that you have Google, you have so many positive stories to read, you have so many resources to attend, which we did not have. There is the challenge of no Google, no doctors, no therapists, no centers, to even understand what this is all about. So when I moved to Bangalore, it was all about getting into the ComDeal and understand what this was. But then those years, most of the centers don't let parents inside. So the only thing I hear him is screeching and screaming. And I don't know what he's doing inside. And that is where I think I met Dr. Nalini Menon once I think it was some kind of a function about special needs families. And then she said, "Why don't you join the autism course?" I think 2002 was the pioneer year of Spastic Society having their course. So that is where I think I jumped into something that is very, 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 very new to me. And that was very challenging because, he was very young. And he used to go to, something like an Anganwadi center those years and have the afternoon ComDeal program. So I had a time frame that was from 9 to 2 is the only time that I have for myself. And I had to rush myself through those courses. But then I think with the support of, Dr. Menon, I told her that I would not take a lunch break and somehow finish that whatever speculated 6 hours of your work. And that is how I think my journey with understanding autism began. And the first thing that struck me was that I saw children who are much more difficult to handle than my own son. And that gave me a reflection of, I think I have much more, I started seeing more positives with him when I started dealing with children who are much more tougher than what he was. And yeah, I think spastics was an eye opener of my life, to see children, that I saw children on wheelchair, I saw children who can't talk, who can't hear, who are blind, right? And then I felt that, there are even more challenges in life than what I see. Then I felt that my son can run, my son can walk, my son can see, my son can eat. But the only thing he cannot do is connect and talk, right? So I think for me, my years in spastics was a beautiful thing of understanding that, maybe expressing gratitude or understanding that I have more strengths in myself and my son than what I see outside.
Fantastic. That's really fantastic. And as you said, those days, even I don't think so. We had this therapies and all also, right? Like how you could manage. Did you you got therapies also from spastic, or you had somebody else?
I had enrolled him in the ComDeal early intervention program. That is like a 2 hours. It was like 1 hour of OT and 1 hour of speech. You know. And by then I also had one speech therapist, who was then doing her MSc, and she was looking for some kind of financial support those years. So I had Lisa coming in home. So again, it was a guinea pig for her, because those years, exploring picture exchange communication system with him, I think he succeeded very well with PEX, because it was all about, he was very fascinated to books. And that was one of the advantages that we used. That was, we made him the me book, where he had pictures of me, pictures of a family, and that fascinated him a lot. And I felt that his receptive language was good. He was able to understand what we were trying to tell to him. And I feel that was a great advantage for him, because although he was not able to express, we always felt that he understood what we wanted to convey to him. Yeah.
But when did you see the change in Shubham? At what age he started learning fast? And
I think it was around 4.5. And I think from the very beginning years, I always wanted him to be in the world. I wasn't very in for the special schools concept those years, because I always felt that I'm going to keep him in a group of children who do not interact with each other, who have significant challenges. I think the inclusion part of his life was very helpful to him. I took this school, I still remember the name. It was some Aryabhatta Vidyalaya in Coxtown. It was like a small garage with 25 students, all young, between the age of 2 to 7 years, attending that school. And then we had this lady who was very passionate about young children. So she told me, Dr. Are you sure you want to send him here? We have all low socioeconomic status children coming here. I said that I think these are the children who are going to accept my son. I think that school played a very important role for him, because they treated him like a prince. And then, I also used to take snacks for other children there. So they always looked forward to having me and my son there, because there's something good coming to eat. And then they treated him more like a deaf and dumb child. So there was a lot of children who used to take him to the toilet, make him wash his hands, feed him food. So it was all about children doing a lot of things for him. I think that also played a very important role for him, about being accepted for what he was. I think acceptance of what he was is something that played an extremely important role for him right from young age.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of challenges.
Yes.
So what was your support system? Of course, the school accepted. How was the family took it? The family.
I think I had a very strong, being born to the family of doctors. I think both my mother and father played an extremely important role in supporting me financially, because it was impossible to work with him around, doing the course, also doing a part-time pediatrician's clinic job in Wheeler's Clinic, and dealing with a lot of things all alone. I think my mother, definitely a lot of emotional support from her all through the years that she was with me, and definitely financial support, because for me, as a person who was independent, who was having a very good static job of being a gastrointestinal pediatrician, to just come down to a level of being dependent on somebody was an extremely challenging period of my life. And when you said that I attempted 4 times to kill myself and Sonu,
oh my God.
those years, the Coxtown did not have a flyover, and we lived very close to the Coxtown Bridge. It was 4 times that I wanted to cross, because the frustration of being dependent on parent, the frustration of suddenly moving on to an all alone life in Bangalore, being disconnected from the whole world, and dealing with somebody who can't talk. He had sleep issues, and it was all about taking up too much on me. But then I think it was what changed my life was, when I'm taking him across that railway cross, he walks with me without any resistance. He doesn't even know what I'm going to do to him. So I felt that he trusted me, that faith and trust that he had in me as a mother was enormous, because he never felt that I could hurt him someday. That was something that moment changed my life. I said that I either have to survive this, I have to change this, because there is no way I could kill him and myself. I always tell parents, there's one thing that you can't do is kill him. So that's where I think that was a changing moment for me, that I said that, no, I think I have to change this situation for me. Yeah, because I can't kill him, nor can I kill myself. I'm glad I failed, because, that was a moment where I redefined the whole thing of, I want to take this as a challenge and give the best I can do to give this to you. The thing was, when I'm pulling him across the railway track, he smiles at me. And I was felt like, oh, wow, this is like, he doesn't even know I can harm him. He does not know what harm is. He does not know what death is, And that was that moment was an extremely strong transformation point for me in my life, that I have to do something to change the situation, because I can't kill myself. I can't kill him. Yeah, because my mom told me, I mean, you can try if you want to. I'm not going to stop you. But then I failed in that. So I think that is where I moved into understanding him more, sitting down with him more, and trying to see that, okay, let me see that this is somebody who cannot speak, cannot hear, maybe he's somebody who's deaf and dumb, and what can I do to get him my attention? Yeah. So I think that is where the whole thing of working with him, I think being included, being accepted and supported, and unconditional love, I think changed the whole aspect for both of us. The initial stages have been difficult, because I don't know how to interact with him. He does not know what to interact with him. The only interaction he has is crying. He wants something, he'll cry. Sometimes maybe pull my hand to something that he wants. Yeah. But then he started using pictures very successfully, And then I think going to the school, being accepted, being supported. I think I met very good people in my life. I don't know, some good karma of my parents, of being doctors and serving in Gulbarga for donkey years. I think that I have always met good people in my life, who are willing to accept him, who are willing to support in whatever possible way that he could. So I think that was something, I think acceptance and wanting and that maybe that seed into myself that said, I want to change the situation, was something that was very dramatic. When I said that I want to change this situation, I started seeing changes actually, in the way I interact with him, with the way that I started approaching school, started approaching life changed. Yeah.
No words. I don't have words at all, Shilpaji. I appreciate you. I don't know. I don't have words. That's all I can say. It's so emotional, and the way you took it, and thank God nothing happened that day. And today we have Dr. Shilpa Rao for so many children. I'm really proud of you.
So I feel that, I think, when people say a mother gives birth to a child, I say the child gives birth to a mother in special needs, because he just redefined my life. It's about, changing the whole gamut of putting yourself into challenging situations.
So from where you have come, say, look, like this is absolutely a lesson for all the parents. It's absolutely motivating. And meanwhile, I would like to welcome Malati Hulaji. And I'll continue this later on. We can talk to her. Now, let's after this journey, right now, how independent he is?
He is very independent. I travel, he lives alone. He travels alone. I felt he was somebody who was blessed with a lot of physical energy. I started trekking, started sending him to a lot of small camps and treks right from the age of 9. It started with actually clubbing him with his cousins. And they were somebody who were like support system to observe what does he do, doesn't wander off. From there to, I think he started living independent from the time he was 10, because he started moving on with these camps. I think those camps and trekking helped him in getting to understand he himself better, about coping with himself and to live with a group of people all alone.
He did Himalayan treks also.
He's finished the base of Everest 2 years back. So
oh my God,
yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. So I never stopped him from doing anything. I remember when I went to the mainstream school for his education. I remember Vidaniketan Academy, which is legacy now. Where all children, I was in the line with parents, with other parents, to get into the school admission. And when my turn came, he said that no, we don't take children with special needs. Fortunately, I have one dog whom I have to be thankful for. Before I could enter the class, enter the gate, there was a dog who entered the school gate, So I remember telling Rupa, I said that the dog is more fortunate than my son, because he doesn't need a permission to enter your gate. And that actually made her feel very bad. She said, why don't you come in? Let us explore what you can do. So I told her that, don't make me feel that my son is
Renuka, please mute, please. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So,
Shilpaji,
I'm very grateful to that stray dog who made an entry before me, because I told Rupa, I don't know what you could do. I don't know what. I told this dog doesn't need a permission to enter your school, right? But my son needs. I told her, I want you to think about this and get back to me. And then she called me next day and she said, we're going to have him for 8 days in the school and see whether he can cope with this. So I said, I'm going to be with him in the school for as long as he needs me. He'll learn it. So I think I was in the school with him until he turned 7. I used to go sit with him in the classroom. But then eventually he started accommodating himself or adopting to the school environment. Yeah. So it has not been, I think I have struggled like many other parents. See, none of the children come with things like, oh, they'll be fine, all the things. I think they need a little more time to adapt and understand how the environment is. So there is that dog I can really be grateful about, because that struck my, that actually hit me very strongly. So I told her, you're treating me lesser than a dog, because he is not seeking any certificate. We don't know whether he has a disability. He can just enter, right? But then you're asking me, whether he can talk, whether he can read, whether he can write. So then, I think that hit us very badly. And then even they were very happy to have him in the school for so many years and see him transform. And it was also motivating to see them, that they played such an important role in transforming him to what he is today. So he is a very fearlessly, he's a very fearlessly independent guy. I think whatever we need to do with them is they learn a lot of things through repetitions and through training them the way they do things.
Even he learned driving. Today he has driving license.
Yes, I think Corona was a blessing, because we felt there was all the driving schools were closed and we had one close to our house. So he said, I want to drive to my college one day. I said, let's jump into that. So I think I have never told anybody with the diagnosis. Sometimes I feel that, when you label somebody, you start seeing people from those eyes. So I always I told him that, see, I tell them that he may not understand your instruction at first. You maybe have to tell him a few more times. That is the only thing that I define him that way, that he takes time to understand what you say to him. I never give a diagnosis of he's somebody who has high functioning autism and, he will need following things to do.
But today we are very badly missing Shubham.
I know.
How come he could not make it for the meeting?
Yes, because he has college, which has started very recently. If you were expecting him, maybe I would have replanned to put him at home today, but then unfortunately he's in college. Yeah.
Okay. So how is he enjoying his college? Like
he
how
is
the college
enjoying himself really well. I mean, I was a little skeptical, because all these years he has been in more like a supportive environment, because the teachers know him, the students know him, and the child, because he's been in one particular environment for 13 years, right, from LKG to 10th and then 12th, and all those things. So this was a little skeptical environment for me to get into. I think when I even approached Asian Institute of Design, I told them that he will go through the normal process of whatever your interviews are. I never stop people interviewing him and judging him, because those becomes my goal to change him.
Yes.
So I told them that I want you to just experience this young man and see if you see any challenges. They did not see any challenges. They felt that they gave him an assignment to draw. I think fortunately it was a car by God's grace, and he drew a Lamborghini of his version. And they said this is something very different, and it's very interesting, and that just got him his seat. And then I think there are other 15-year-old who are his age, and all of them like him because he's very stilet. He's extremely organized. He comes in time. He wants to finish his task. So they see that those are some of the plus points I think the other people like in him. Although the world may call it as an obsession or OCD kind of a behavior, but I feel those persistence to finish his tasks are strength to him. Because his teachers like him, because they say, doctor, all other students will leave at 12 o'clock. But this fellow will leave at 1 o'clock because he wants to finish what is given to him. So they find it as a strength than a weakness, So I feel that that's good that they identified that way.
Yes, perfect. What are his future aspirations?
His future aspirations has always been about the Volvo car. He aspires to work in Volvo. He actually joined this design course because he wants to design cars for the future. And I hope they'll be very different and interesting, I guess. So he wants to pursue his master's in car designs after he finishes his graduation. He wants to move to Germany or Sweden. That is where Volvos are. It is a difficult situation for me to accept this, because he is so much part of my life all these years, and to just detach him and send him off is a very difficult situation for me to deal with. But today I feel that I think I'll be able to let go of him, because he wants to move on. He wants to live alone. He aspires to design the best cars for the world. And he wants to be independent. He also thinks about marriage. He also thinks about family, although he has never seen one, because it's all about me and him. But he feels that he will have a beautiful wife. He also feels that he will have a lot of children with whom he wants to live and he wants to take care. Yeah.
Amazing, really. Now I will leave it to the
but
audience
I don't
to ask
really
you
know
the
how
questions.
he knows about yeah, so I basically don't know how he knows about relationships and all, because he has never seen one. Because I basically sometimes have a doubt whether he knows what is husband, wife, and and those things. But somehow he knows. I don't know. So he's a very handsome young man. So he has a lot of attention from young girls. And then I always tell him, is somebody interested in you? So, but I feel that is something that is still not developed with him. The sexuality or a tendency to develop relationship has still not come. But there are a lot of girls who like him.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Very nice. Very good to hear.
Yeah.
And now definitely I am sure many will be willing to ask you questions. Before that, we will welcome Malati Holla.
I feel the 3 A's are very important: acknowledge, accept, and accommodate. If you're able to do that with your children, I think you just move on. Maybe it's just about different children take different time to reach there, but they do.
Definitely they do.
Yeah.
I'm sure this is really inspiring session, and parents would have today, they would have definitely felt, okay, I am absolutely fine, and tomorrow my child can be somebody where they will also achieve and lead a normal life like any other person. So now over to Amira to welcome Malati Holla. Then we will hand over the session to the audience.
Thank you, Shilpa ma'am. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
You've been a great mentor today. Whatever I am is only because of your mentoring. even my son. Thank you so much. You're an inspiration, not only to,
Thank you.
your profession, to so many mothers like me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's an
Thank
honor having you.
In fact, I forgot the questions also, what I wanted to. It was so emotional. I suddenly, it was completely, I'm feeling very different. And I myself got motivated to work more, Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'll play the reel of Sonu after Malti ma'am's introduction.
Yes.
It is my immense pleasure to introduce an amazing Indian sports person, Miss Malti Hola, who is an international para-athlete. She was conferred with Arjuna Award and Padma Shri Award. She is known for her 100 meters and 200-meter finishes, was a whiz at shot put, javelin, and discus. Since then, Ms. Malti has represented India at Paralympic Games in Barcelona, Athens, Beijing, the Asian Games in Bangkok, South Korea, Kuala Lumpur. She has won over 300 medals at both national and international level. She's truly an inspirational person. And Nirmala ma'am, kindly request you to address the gathering with Ms. Malti so that we all can be awed by her wonderful journey. Ma'am, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's really, I am very proud to welcome Malati Holla. She's here, right? I can't see her. Vikram, she's here?
No, she's here.
Yes, ma'am, she's here. I request to Malti ma'am to come on audio and video, please, ma'am. Malti ma'am. Malti ma'am.
Amira, can you please find out whether she has any technical issues?
Yes.
You can call and you just call and find out, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Amir, ma'am. In the meantime, I think we can play the video, the one what you're supposed to play. I think we can proceed with
Yes.
that. In the meantime, you can take a check with the ma'am and get back to us. Amira ma'am?
No, she has to. That's why she's calling as well.
Yes, sir. I'm
She
sharing
is-
that,
yeah.
sir. I'm sharing.
You can do it.
My screen is being shared, right?
Yes, it is.
Ma'am, will you be able to play along with the audio, ma'am?
Sorry, sir. You were saying something?
Yes, ma'am. The audio is not coming, ma'am.
It's getting played for me here, sir, both the video as well as the audio.
While you're sharing, ma'am, you need to please check along with the audio so that it will come along with the audio. Only for you, only in your system it will come with audio, but here we are unable to hear with audio.
Okay, sir. I did press. Let me try once more. Is it coming now, sir?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very nice video. And Invitee is very handsome. Definitely girls will fall for him. No doubt about it. And
Vikram
that's
sir,
very nice.
Vikram sir, Malti ma'am's sharing option, she's getting the message that the host has disabled your sharing. Could you please enable her sharing, sir? Vikram sir? She's online from 10:25, but she's getting the same message again.
Just a second, Amira is just checking.
Ma'am, can you check now, ma'am?
Malti ma'am, can you try unmuting and sharing your video? Switching on your video? Malti ma'am?
Now she is here.
Yes, Malti ma'am is online.
Yeah, she's there. Only she needs to unmute.
Malti ma'am, you could unmute and share, start your video now. Can you please try? Is it happening now? I'll again call her up, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, she's still getting the same message, it seems so.
Because the screen is being shared to everyone, ma'am. Maybe I'm just trying it. Ma'am, check. Ask her to check now, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am, can you check again now? Sir has again reset it. Yeah, I'm online. Sir, it's coming same, she's saying, sir.
I'm not sure, ma'am, because I have given the permission to everyone now. Anybody can share their screens. That's how I've given the option.
Ma'am, could you click on that microphone option in the video option there, ma'am, at the left-hand side corner of your screen? Yeah, left-hand side corner, there's... Huh. Yeah, just in that unmute, no, click on unmute. Your microphone will be unmuted. Sir, she's getting the message as the host is not allowing participants to unmute.
I'm not understanding, ma'am.
Ma'am, could you log off and log in again?
Once she can log out and log in, ma'am, once again.
Yeah, I told her that. So, ma'am, kindly just request you to log off and log in again.
Yeah. Meanwhile, if you have any questions to Shilpa ji, audience from the audience, from the participants, you have any questions, you can speak to Dr. Shilpa Rao. Meanwhile, we'll do that. Yes, Lalita ji, welcome.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for such an amazing morning with Dr. Shilpa. absolutely, what shall I say, sharing her story with such frankness, sincerity, and not hiding even the thoughts that went through her to sort of end her miseries, which rarely people share, and which is so moving, so touching. And we are glad that, as Nirmala pointed out, that the moment passed and you set out on the path to victory. And hearing you, and we are marveling at the transformation that happened, and how you became successful, believing in your lovely, handsome baby, and seeing him grow into a handsome young man today, so self-reliant. And we have no words. Just like I saw Nirmala shed a tear, my husband and I too had goosebumps, listening to you. And thank you, Shilpa, for who you are. And you please be actively part of Amara Saundarya, our Satvik Foundation for us, because we need you to make all our parents ride the happy road to success, to believing and feeling fulfilled that they did their best in the eyes of the Almighty for their child. And each child, as you said, is God's gift, We should treasure and help them on their path with a lot of acceptance and acknowledgement, and give them the confidence. Thank you, Shilpa. Thank you, and bless you. And bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, to introduce Lalita ji and
thank you.
Ishwaran sir, they are our board members and very actively participating. And actually, they are absolutely 100% supporting me for reaching that dream vision. They are part of my dream. I'm very thankful. I don't have words, Lalita ji and Ishwaran sir, the way you are supporting. They are strong pillars for me. Thank you very much.
And every time this Great Sculptor event, my husband wakes up that morning with great joy, and he reminds me, 10 o'clock we have to be ready. And each story has been so motivating, inspirational, and I feel God has given us the greatest blessing to be part of Nirmala's foundation and know her and see that she and her son with her support staff, team, want to help her completely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Rudramurthy sir, how did you feel about listening to?
Yeah, Madam, really, I am very happy to see you on the screen. Let God bless you with good health. You are the inspiration to a lot of people. Especially, actually, you are the inspiration to my wife. Okay, my wife, she has a hypothyroidism patient with some neurological issues. But whenever actually I take your name and I gave your book, she get inspired and she get motivated. Okay, so and I have distributed your book to more than I think 500 students. Okay, who are really fit, because even though they got everything, all facilities, money, support from family, still they are lazy. Whenever actually I distribute and I talk about you and your achievements, they get motivated, and few of them really they achieved. Actually, they entered into state level and national level sports. Okay, I used to exchange your books in our RSS school, where I am the Old Student Association president. Really, it is inspiring. Of course, actually, I am inspired with your achievements also. Okay, so it's really nice to see on the screen, and you are part of this program. I would like to convey my deep regards to you. Okay. Let God give you good health, ma'am. Thank you very much. Definitely, actually, Amara Soundarya Foundation is doing a good job. Okay, and you are the one of the inspirational, and you are also part of this organization. It's really good. Thanks to Nirmala and their team for giving me an opportunity to be part of this program. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot. Amira, what's happening? Like she can say, otherwise what we can do is she can call and talk, you know, just switch
I
on
gave
the
her
speaker.
that option, ma'am. I will
Yes.
call you and we'll talk on the speaker, but she's having some technical issues.
Okay.
I don't know. Vikram sir is also trying everything. I would just want to share the screen about.
Okay. Actually, she is there, but she don't maybe to unmute and share some.
Yeah, some medical issues I can understand.
Yes.
That's fine, madam. At least she could attend at least for a few
We'll
minutes.
definitely convey your message to her, sir. I think she must be listening at least. She don't know like how to unmute, and there is some issues. Definitely, we will. Otherwise, also we will convey your message to her. So now I think we. Any other like you wanted to talk, Singhviji or Gundrav sir or all our board members? Anyone want to speak? Please, you can speak to Dr. Shilpa Rao.
Nirmala madam, pardon me.
Yes.
I have to attend another meeting. If you can permit me, I would like to exit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I am sorry.
No, I understand. Thank you. Thanks a lot. That's what I said. You have a very big responsibility. In spite of that, you could take time and stayed with us. Thanks a lot. You can.
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Convey my thanks and regards to Dr. Shilpa. I heard her speech and all your team members.
Sure, sir, sure.
Thank you all. Sorry, I am exiting now because of other assignment. Thank you very much.
No issues.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being a part of our event today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye. So sorry, sir.
I just want to share a quick reel of our forthcoming project.
schooling project schooling project
I'm so sorry. I guess there's some problem with the audio. Before we end this inspiring event, I would like to express my sincere appreciation and gratitude to all our esteemed guests, to Ms. Malti Hola, to Mr. Rudramurthy, to Dr. Shilpa Rao, our founder and chairperson, Ms. Nirmala Amarnath, all our participants, our teachers, and our beloved students to be a part of such a wonderful morning. Thank you all for being part of this. Have a wonderful weekend. And please always remember to spread a smile and also inclusion in our society.
Yeah, before ending, we have one more thing. Like we have to. This is Shilpa. This is for you. This is the award from our foundation to Shilpa Rao. This will reach you very soon.
Thank you so much.
This is the Great Sculptor Award.
Thank you, ma'am.
And we are very proud again. Definitely, I'll come and meet you, understand more, and we'll see what all we can do more for our kids. We'll do that very soon. Thank you very much for participating. And again, once again, I thank each and everyone for participating in our event. And I'm sure you're all inspired today by listening to Shilpa. I know it was very touching. It was very difficult, like very, very difficult to not to cry. Still, no, seriously, I completely forgot, I had so many questions to ask and I became suddenly blank. But it's really inspiring, Shilpa. All the best for you and your son.
Thank you so much.
Wanted to see Shubham and in different height, and I'm sure it will happen. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
So have a great weekend.
Have a
Bye
great
bye.
weekend. Bye.
Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.